Hello and proving that the new government can be a success. Joining me now with more on the budget's passing, though, is political strategist and director of English operations for the Yamina Party, Jeremy Saltan. Jeremy, it's great to have you back. It's been a long time now. What did you make about some of the comments on the budget in the plenum last night?
It's great to be back with you, Aaron. Look, it was just a great night. It was nice to see that despite what everyone might lead you to believe, we had no defections. Things went along smoothly, the way that they just tend to do. And this is also a finalization, really, of the three major goals that we put out at the beginning, the offset of this government. The first, of course, ending the countless elections after 4 elections and us being really moments before a 5th election within 2 years would have been called. The second one, of course, is defeating the 4th wave of the coronavirus, the Delta, which we're able to do, unlike the previous 3, without needing to go for a complete shutdown of our economy. And then the third one is, of course, passing the budget. Thank God, hallelujah, the first time the Knesset has passed a budget since March of 2018. Now, as you mentioned, we passed last night the 2021 budget. Today, we passed the arrangements bill. We're going to be passing the 2022 budget either late tonight or tomorrow. And then we're going to be able to get on to the regular things of governing Israel and back to the days of boring headlines where you don't need to break the story of the news with what's going on with political chaos.
All right, so what do you make about some of the opposition's arguments against the government and against the budget that were made last night as well?
It's the opposition's job to try to find coalition defectors. I can tell you, before we talk about the actual content, I myself was witness to a lot of very interesting offers that were given by the opposition to the coalition in return for not voting along with the budget. By the way, in those conversations, no content was raised. It was just, how do we defeat the budget itself? They weren't talking about any specific issues. And again, I saw that being directed at MKs of my own party. And I can tell you, I myself, I don't have one of the 61, of course, fingers within the Knesset, yet I myself was offered crazy, wild deals to try to influence members of my party to vote against. In terms of the actual policy stuff that we did hear the opposition going off and talking to the press about, I can tell you, first and foremost, it's lies. The idea that we're going to be giving money from the Israeli state budget to Hamas. Out of all of the craziness that we've heard from the opposition, there's nothing more crazy than this lie. If they are going ahead and saying that there is a shekel going to Hamas, it's on them, the burden of evidence, to prove exactly how this is being funneled. We looked at it a second time, a third time, a fourth time. There is no money going from the state budget that was just approved yesterday or the one that will be passed tonight or tomorrow to Hamas.
All right, well, I want to ask you about Knesset member Shikli, because he broke rank, obviously voted with the opposition against the budget, thus you could say breaking the lines because he's from your own Yamina party. What's going to happen to him now?
Look, from the foundation of the government, MK Shikli was not one of those members of the coalition who voted to form it. That's true. He's one of the 7 MKs who was elected as part of the Yamina party. He's decided from the beginning to be an independent maverick and do what he feels he sees to be right. We are under certain understandings with him up until the budget vote, but our expectation was for him to at least abstain, if not vote with us for the budget. His decision to go ahead here and vote against the budget will have consequences. We have a number of options at our disposal. Of course, if you will, the largest of them is to go ahead and we have the possibility to apply sanctions on him, which would make him either decide between resigning from the Knesset or continuing as a single MK without the ability to run in any existing party in the next Knesset. We have other things we can do, such as take away his committee appointments and the time that he gets on the Knesset podium, and so on and so forth. I will say this, it will not be an easy Knesset from this point on till the end of the term, whether he decides to, again, spend the entire term or resign early for MK Amichai Shikli.